They're not mad that Joe Biden is doing bad. They're mad you found out he's doing bad. They already knew he was doing bad. They already knew he couldn't keep a thought in his head. They already knew he couldn't remember which way to go. They already knew he'd walk like this. Let's listen to Stephen A. Smith. He talked to a delegate out of California. Her name is Ariva. And she gave him an info about what's going to happen if you pull Kamala off the ticket.
It isn't about what he's done. The point is, when you see what you saw Thursday night during the debate, what reason in God's name would you have to believe or feel confident about 4 more years? You can feel both. You can look at him in his record and say, I'm pleased with what he has done. But in the same breath, why are we asking an 82 soon to be 82-year-old, 81 soon to be 82-year-old to give us 4 more years, particularly when there are candidates like a Kamala Harris, our reigning vice president, like a Gavin Newsom, governor of California, like a Hakeem Jeffries, Speaker of the House. There's an abundance of candidates out there. Why are we looking at Joe Biden and saying 4 more years? That is the subject, Ariva.
Okay, and let me tell you why. I'm glad you raised those points. Here is why. Because when you all being all of you folks that want to replace Joe Biden, when you had an opportunity to pick the black woman, Kamala Harris, to pick a gay guy, Pete Buttigieg, to pick a Latino, when they were all running against Joe Biden in 2020, guess what? Kamala Harris couldn't even get to the general election because.
Where does Letty come from, man? Where'd she come from? That's it. I want to be Mr. Composed, Tim. I'm trying to bring it down a notch. I'm trying to, but I can't do it, man. Listen to this. This is what we got. Did you hear this lady? You had an opportunity. You could have got a gay guy. She said it. She didn't say an amazing public servant with amazing wit, world class, with a leader. She said a gay guy. You had a chance. You could have picked a gay guy. You didn't. She's not even pretending that the guy was good. Not even pretending that he was somebody that deserved to vote beyond his sexuality or his orientation. Same thing, Tim. Not even going to play games with that. Let's go right to the thing that should not even be a part of making that decision. I mean, come on, guys, look. Hey, man, I like the fact that Kamala Harris is a black, Asian, Indian woman. I mean, I really don't care what she is. It doesn't instill confidence in me, in her. And they didn't vote for her in California. She couldn't get votes out of California. Why is that? She's been an attorney general, she's been a senator, and she's been a lead prosecutor. And she could not win her state. I mean, that's the epitome of being a homegirl, son. And she couldn't get votes. They had to drop. That's why she dropped out. Because if she would have lost in California, she would have been vice president. She wouldn't have been anything. It would have been an embarrassment. And then the whole party would have erupted because we have all of these people who live vicariously through Kamala Harris for some reason. When I say people, I mean black women pretty much, and some LGBTQIA black folks. There's one on Twitter, very annoying. Jesus Christ. Please, somebody give him a picture of Kamala he can hang on his nightstand. Jesus Christ. Kamala, please acknowledge this guy so we can get rid of him. She said, Hakeem Jeffries, another empty suit. See, this is what you do. When you have black people that are doing so well, it doesn't matter what black people you get, as long as you get a black person and they're a black person. So therefore, maybe somehow, somewhere they get something out of it too, because black is black, bigly black, black, black. Instead of, hey, black and amazing. Like, I do this show. I think I'm pretty good at what I do. In fact, I think the fact that I'm able to do it as long as I've been able to do it says a little something, but I don't really know. I mean, I'm biased. I can't help it. But what I'm saying is, I think I'd be good no matter what color I was. But there's nothing amazing about Cory Booker's ability to govern or his ability to connect with an audience any more than Hakeem Jeffries. He's not amazing. These are just black faces, and they carry nothing, and I do mean nothing about them that would rise people up and wake up a sleepy electorate and get people off the couch. What is it about Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries, Kamala Harris, or Pete Buttigieg? And why do you even include Pete Buttigieg? I mean, she said a Latino name as well. It's just like a big ass slap in the face, fam. It's just a big diss to common sense. I'm on a black show, so let me name everybody that's ethnic, that's not white. And none of them have great policies. Not a single one of these people have great policies. And if you're going to talk about somebody replacing somebody or somebody that should have been elected, how about lead with their policies? What's their core policy? What was the thing about them they were running with that made them stand out so much? Everyone's leading with their color, their race, their orientation, or something that makes them whatever, but no one's leading with what I'm going to do for the country, how I'm going to change the country, how it's going to benefit your life. You would think people would lead with that, but not in the Democratic Party. Now, I don't know what they're leading with in the Republican Party, maybe because it's so largely white, it don't really matter. But for God's sake, man, this is disgusting. Who is this person? How did she get a job? Who picked her? Who picked Ariva? Let's keep going, though, because this is good. This is getting good. You guys okay? Hang tight.
Because folks would not support her. They would not give money to her campaign. She had to drop out before the California primary. Y'all got selective amnesia.
Why did she have to drop out before the campaign? Are you saying that all the voters got it wrong, Ariva? Stephen, that makes dumb arguments, okay? He just picks something to troll with. He don't really know, and then he decides, once he picks the lane which will bring the votes or bring the views, then he tries to make it make sense. So he picks the thing, this was going to get people riled up. This is what we got to do. This is where we got to go. Okay? I like hearing my own voice. So this is what we choose, and we'll go this way, and then he goes and he figures out a way to try to piece together some type of logical correlation between reasonableness and this crazy thing that's going to bring viewership. That's what he does. And smart people have figured this out already. Okay? So no one's thinking, I'm not thinking, I don't think the majority of the people that watch this show or any show that's not MSNBC and CNN are thinking, hey, why didn't people pick Kamala before? I'm not saying Kamala is a good choice. I'm saying, will y'all do it? You're talking as if people wanted Kamala, they should have picked her. Hi, you didn't get her. As if we lost something. As if we missed an opportunity. Mind you, Kamala's not beating Trump in these head-to-head poll matches either. And I got a feeling a lot of people are not going to vote for her. Just like a lot of people in her own state wouldn't vote for her. That's why she dropped out. She couldn't get her own state to back her. Now, we're going to make that about race because she became a senator and an attorney general in that state as well. Remember? So, Ariva, what's really your point?
So don't tell me you all want Kamala Harris to be your president when Kamala Harris ran for president.
Don't.
She could not get the.
No, I don't want her to be my president. She has absolutely no policy that I've ever heard that was exciting. She's running around talking about SBA loans for black people. Meanwhile, black people get like 2% of SBA loans. And just because D.L. Hughley and Stephen A. Smith, Steve Harvey didn't have the guts, the gonads, the ethics to challenge her and say something and look up a stat and say it out of their mouths or writing on a piece of paper and hold it up, doesn't mean I wouldn't ask that same question. It doesn't mean I don't see through the nonsense. She's running around promoting for black people the reason why you should vote for her and Joe is an institution that historically has not helped black people. And they're going to put money in it. And how are they going to change the institution so that the institution will now give the money to black people too? And if you say, no, Tim, that's not the problem. The problem is the black businesses aren't meeting the criteria. Well, the reason why the black businesses are not meeting the criteria in order to get the loans is because of the disenfranchisement that's occurred over the hundreds of years. It didn't drop out the air, dum-dum. So let's go fix that part, which creates this, if you're right, let's fix that part. So where's the program to fix that part, to help the black businesses get more than 2% of the SBA loans? Just don't tell me you put more money in the SBAs. So that's a Kamala Harris idea. That's a Kamala Harris, that's a Biden-Harris initiative that they've been going around the country in front of black people, and no black person was able to ask that question because they all kiss ass and suck up to the Bidens, and they are no good for us. So, Reva, what I'm saying to you is, why would anybody want a person like that with horrible legislation? That's her signature. She's running around right now talking about it. Well, she was until Biden pretty much decomposed on stage. And we got this woman, whoever this is. I still like to know,
support even the black folks in our community. The reality is you're not just electing Joe Biden, you are electing an administration, and Kamala Harris will be in that administration.
Areva Martin, I got news for you. And to my producers, put us up on the split screen when I'm talking to her here about this. You are respectfully the last person who gets to say that, especially to me, Areva, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when I brought that up, okay, and by the way, I was supportive of Kamala Harris, but when I brought that up last year, you and I had a discussion right here on this very platform, and we were talking about the Gavin Newsoms of the world and others. You said, I don't want to hear that. She is next in line. If Biden is not going to be there, it is her. This is what history has shown. The vice president for the serving under the administration of the incumbent, that is the next in line. That is Kamala Harris. So as we sit here today, I don't think it's right for you to say, hey, y'all didn't support her before. The fact is, that was 4 years ago. A lot has happened in 4 years. Look at Joe Biden 4 years ago and look at him now. Tear the Democratic Party apart. Do you agree with that at all?
No. Joe Biden should be the candidate. Then go out and sell that to 80 million, 100 million Democrats. How are you going to do that? Where's the money? Administration. I can't change this 4 months before a national election. You want to blow up a party? You want to hand Donald Trump this election? Try to switch Joe Biden at the top of this ticket.
Folks, I'm not convinced they don't want to lose this election. Because if they wanted to win this election, they wouldn't have had Joe Biden to be the guy. They would have tried to do something different, and they didn't want to do anything different. They wanted this guy, so they wanted to lose, basically. Because you cannot convince me that people didn't know the situation with Joe Biden. And look, guys, be honest. Let's be real. Yo, Tim Black's Wolfpack, where y'all at? They're not mad that Joe Biden is doing bad. They're mad you found out he's doing bad. They already knew he was doing bad. They already knew he couldn't keep a thought in his head. They already knew he couldn't remember which way to go. They already knew he'd walk like this. They already knew where he was in his head was not the place. And if as much coverage as we've done, as much coverage as has been done, all the video content, you can see the decline from 2008. 2008 is not that long ago. 2016 is not that long ago. He has declined since 2020, and it's obvious.